Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shed Door Shudder, coming back to you with episode 40 of FTB Skies, and today we are actually going to quickly take a peek at this compacting machine here. Also, I can't right-click this to view because it crashes the game, so I have to make sure I click it with the personal shrinking device. I did notice that. It might be because of what I've done. Um, so I may have worked on this a little bit to try and get some things done here. And it looks like I actually broke some of this earlier when I was trying to implement another way of getting sand, which is over here. I'm not done with this currently, but we are working on it. And I need to do this and then grab these. So this is a lot of sifters and me accidentally doing that. Do I have cobblestone? So let's do that. Do this. Grab a mesh. Okay. And then do this. And we just want to make sure we're having all of this fancy jazz put back into here. So this is an absurd, right? But it is working. And it's kind of not at the same time. So you can see that there's times where it's dead and it's not functioning. And that is because we have not enough sand production. Honestly, pedestals kind of suck for mass amounts of sand generation. Hence why I've started using a little bit of mechanism. I'm going to get a few more of these. I think I'm going to have one on each wall and then funnel those into the correlating drawers. This one is the least used, by the way, because it's only 2 of them, while these other ones have 4 attached. So you got one there, one there, one there, and then one there. So you got 2 for the bottom, 2 for the top. And that is fantastic. But you can see that we have a lot of sand in the center one, which I don't want to push outwards. But yeah. So we are getting somewhere with this, but I don't think I have enough quite yet. The way we're monitoring it is by salt, by the way. And then this is chunk loaded. I did make sure to chunk load it. So that's fantastic. So if we pop out of here, we should be able to quickly chunk load. Okay, so that area is chunk loaded. I wanted to make sure. So over here, actually, is this chunk loaded? Yeah, because it's this area. We should see a lot of salt in here. Okay? And then here, of course, we have a fluctuation of salt. So I think I've got it to where we have a passive generation of salt most of the time. Okay? Of course, I want to add more, so we just have a continuous influx of salt. But for right now, we are working on this. So that is fantastic. And yeah, I've been working on that. I've got these thermal evaporation chambers set up so we could actually start using them. But the problem, of course, is if we add more chemical oxidizers to try this, it's going to be a lot more salt than what I have. So we're going to need to produce a lot more sand to get more salt. Yeah, it's going to be an indefinite problem. So I'm not 100% sure if Mechanism's fusion reactor is going to be the best option. Of course, we could produce brine by letting salt go through this, and that's a whole nother process and a whole nother weight cycle and yada, yada, yada. Okay? So I'm not 100% sure what I want to do here. Because I know I need more power, right? If we turn this on, entangle a porter. If we turn this on, and we put output on the bottom, auto eject. Oh, hold on. Okay. And we were to get, where's my teleporter? Reactor. Okay, we are teleporting there. So let's see. So if I were to push this, I mean, we could definitely start getting some of this, but it's not going to be a whole lot. Right, so if we just push to this, and then if we check our power system, of course, it's going to just start failing. Because this doesn't produce enough, right? Which is a problem. And we need 5,000 millibuckets of this, too. Because we need to get 5 antimatter pellets. So what I think I'm going to do is let this run for as long as it can. And just let that happen. And then pause it, and then let it go, and then pause it, and let it go. Build up some steam reserve. Actually, that might not be a bad option. Because this holds... I don't even know how much. Like a million things, I think. About 256 millibuckets, maybe. I don't even know how the gas is calculated, though. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to let this run. And I'm going to keep going on salt. So we can potentially get more lithium. And then more GT fuel. And hopefully we'll be able to produce a little bit more things. Induction. Let me look at this. Atmech induction. I also want to craft up 3 more of these induction cells. But I need a little bit more lithium. Which I should have enough over here. We are just going to toss this into my system. Okay, let me let that craft and I'll be right back on this. So we're going to place this block port and then this block under. We will need to put walls around this, so we're going to kind of just make a little multi-block here. I don't know how wide these actually can be, like the max and min, but we only need to put 4 ultimate induction providers and 4 ultimate induction cells. These actually are very important. These actually hold the energy. This allows for you to transport it. Yeah, increases the max rate of energy transfer out of this. So we're going to place 4 of these, 4 of these, and then a whole bunch of this. Basically encasing this. And I think what we'll do is we will put output here and then close this up. And so this will hold 6.4 trillion FE, I think. And we can take this. We can set this here. To actually make sure we configure this to not wrench. There we go. Output. And this will input. I hope. Yeah, okay, so that should input. And then once we start feeding this energy, just do this. All right, so we're going to take another peek at these thermal evaporation chambers and kind of avoid these chemical oxidizers. So what I've done is I've kind of set this up because I'm going to see how well this would work compared to a system like this, right? I think the biggest flaw with this thermal evaporation system, even though we have enough salt, is I would need more chemical oxidizers to make this even viable, right? Because these barely have enough to do anything, and then you're barely producing any lithium at all. This has probably been going for about 2 hours. We only have 417,000 lithium, while over here I've just started this and we already have 100,000. And that's just with one set. So basically what's happening is we have water, which is then produced into brine, and then brine is then pumped into another thermal evaporation chamber, and then that creates liquid lithium, which is then deconcentrated down into lithium, which is then pumped into a quantum entangler. So I think the biggest thing with this you need to look at is which one you want to have is more efficient. Because this is cheaper, right? You don't need to build these massive thermal evaporation chambers made out of steel. Instead, you make chemical oxidizers. So I could see this being a viable solution if you had infinite amounts of salt. But since we don't, and while we're producing it, it's not as fast as I would hope. So that's a thing. And it looks like we actually are basically out of power. And we got a little bit further. So we're going to turn this onto normal and let this produce power. Get this thing a little bit fuller. And hopefully we'll go from there. But yeah, so I'm going to make another one of these. Let's do this on camera. So we're going to take out, I believe, this block here. Put a controller. take a sink real quick. Port. This. Let's push this to none. Okay. And then here, we're going to push, and then we're going to pull out of the sink. All right, here, we're going to do thermal evaporation chamber. Here, we're going to do a or another port valve thingy. It's called a valve, not a port. And then here, we're going to do pull. Here, we're going to do push. And this should start working. Okay, so let's grab a condensator, a rotary condensator. Need one of those. And then let's actually grab the mech upgrades. This one and this one. And I don't think this takes a gas upgrade. No. Okay. And then we can do this with this. Export, import. Clear all sides. Besides energy. And then on the top we'll do input. And on the right, we'll do output of the gas. All right. And let's grab an entangler. Okay. And let's clear everything before we set a channel, just so nothing pulls out of the thermal evaporation chamber. All right. And then down here, we've got lithium set. And then here, we're going to say input. And that should start producing more lithium after we toggle operation. Okay. Let's throw those in there. Let's throw these in here. And then I've actually grabbed another entangler instead of a flux network. And we're going to just say power. Oh, it's already set to power. Okay, so let's go top is output. All right, we should be golden, hopefully. Let's make sure we are by just clearing out some of this stuff. Okay. So that's producing, and that's only with 2 of these, right? This is already at 500,000 millibuckets by just 2 of these guys. And I have 2 more to go. So we should basically be able to get at least 2, or at least 1 million millibuckets by using 2 of these in at least 30 to 40 minutes. So that's not terrible, but we also have to account for daytime cycles as well, so that might affect this occasionally. But for right now, this is working. So what do we need lithium for? Remember, this is for the tritium. Tritium is needed to make DT fuel, and DT fuel is actually what you need for a fusion reactor in general. It's the fuel for the fusion reactor. You also need it for the holosphere, I think is what it's called. No, not the holosphere. What is it called? Mech. It's... where is it at? This thing. Holorom. I know it had the word holo. Oh, that's not even a holo. Holorum. This thing right here. I thought it was a holosphere, honestly. I don't know why. And then you can fill this with DT fuel, and this will actually start the fusion reactor. So once we get this done, we will then move on to getting more heavy water, then produce more DT fuel, and then that will allow for us to definitely get a little bit more progression towards the fusion reactor, so we can actually get this. This has definitely taken a lot longer than I was hoping, but it's okay. All right. Let's shift gears here. We're going to take a break from technology, and we're going to get into occultism. I'm going to kind of fly through occultism a little bit, so bear with me here. Let's get this cleared. All right. So first things first, we need dream fruit. All right, we got 6 of it. Fantastic. That'll work. We need a flint and steel. And let's grab a piece of stone. That scared me. How much we got over here? 800? Not bad. Okay. Let's not put this here. Let's go... Do we have just a blank spot down here? Right here. This will work. For right now. Okay. Stone. This. Here. Light this on fire. All right, and we got Spirit Fire. Spirit Fire will allow for us to get a few things here. Where is... Do I have an occultism thing? Occultism... Because I'm not sure if I'm able to grow one of these other world trees. But we'll see. I don't think they're affected by bone meal. Okay. Let's grab my axe. Okay, so we don't need to worry about getting these other wood saplings. Fantastic. But Spirit Fire... If we look at the recipe, what it can be used for. So there's a few things this can be used for, of course, right? So we've got the Spirit Attuned Gems. We've got Purified Ink. Let's see. We'll need the white chalk, gold chalk, purple chalk, red chalk. And then, of course, these are the impure versions. And then Otherworld Ashes. Okay. So let's quickly take some of this wood. And I'm pretty sure this is used for white chalk. Fantastic, it is. Burnt other stone. Okay, how do we get other stone in this pack? So it looks like just andesite. What is that? A debug wand? Okay. So andesite. Alright. And then let's just... Is that right? Or was that not right? Burnt other stone. Okay, so we don't need Spirit Fire for this. We just need to throw this into a crusher, basically. Alright, do I have a crusher? Or is it a smelter? Smelter. Okay. So let's get a stack of the Otherworld stone. Or Other Stone. Why is this called Otherworld Sapling and this is called Other Stone? I don't even know. That's okay. We're not questioning it. We're going with it. So let's quickly make impure white chalk. Impure white chalk then needs a few things to make the impure red chalk, but this could just be tossed into Spirit Fire. All right. Toss that in there. So we've got white chalk. So I think yellow chalk is next. So let's make another thing. Otherworld. We're going to need to plant some of these saplings. Let me get some wood real quick. Alright, so real quick, let's grab a Dictionary of Spirits. This is just the guidebook for occultism. We basically have already went through some of this. There's, of course, other tabs over here. What we need to do is get the gold chalk real quick, a yellow chalk. And then I believe we can just toss this into the Spirit Fire to make the next version. But we do need a Crusher Spirit. So a Crusher Spirit will allow for us to get the purple chalk. Because we need Crushed End Stone, which the only way to get that is through a Crusher Spirit. So, what we're shooting for, if we remember correctly, is the Dimensional Mine Shaft. Okay. Which just requires Strigor's Higher Binding. Okay. Let's look at Strigor's Higher Binding. Let's find it in here. Right here. So this is the circle we need. So it looks like, yes, we do need to get up to purple. We'll need Spirit Attuned crystals and 4 candles. Okay. So let's grab some diamonds. Like 3 stacks, who cares? I have enough diamonds to last me a little while. And I believe it's 4. So we just need 1, 2, 3, 4. But we do need to get a Crusher Spirit. So let's look at rituals. Let's see, summoning rituals. We need... So there's the Afrit Essence one, which requires a breeze, open, conjure. But I want to get a Crusher. So Averier's Circle. Okay, so that's just white chalk, 1 sacrificial bowl, and 4 candles. Okay, let's just do this. All right, so candles. We got 12 candles. Vanilla candles do work, by the way. You don't need to use occultisms. And then let's just get the white chalk down here. Just keep going. The symbols do not matter, by the way. And let's grab a golden sacrificial bowl. Fantastic. Looks like we missed here and here. All right. And with that, let's take a peek at this again. Summon a foliot, considered by most to be the simplest of the circles. Yes. So we were looking at rituals, summoning rituals. So we need a book of binding foliot. Can be summoned, can used to be summoning. All right, how do we get the book? I know there's a way. Yeah, you have to get this book. All right, so white dye. Purified ink, which is a black ink. How do I get black ink? Charcoal? Okay. I'm gonna need to get some more charcoal real quick. So, oak logs. For some reason I don't have this auto-crafted, but that's fine. I still haven't upgraded this. If we wanted to, we could just go ahead and do that real quick. Just make things a little bit simpler. Okay. And then just this, plus this. And we'll get some purified ink once we throw this into Soulfire. Alright. And then the foliot. So this. And then this. Alright, get rid of this. This plus this equals a book of binding. Okay. And then... oh yeah, we also need other bowls. So we need 4 of these. I forgot, it doesn't show you that on the ritual page, but that's okay. Alright, and then use, we want to look for a crusher. So this right here, gold, iron, silver, copper. So raw, we might not have any of this. So I think what we want to do for a second is just say on when powered. And copper, gold, silver, iron. Let's quickly craft this up. So this, and this, with this in the center. Okay. And then end stone. Just grab a stack of this. And this should take a second. Things will start disappearing. It's a pretty cool thing, I'm not going to lie. Let's quickly clear out some of this junk. Don't really need those stones on me in particular. Might need those candles, but we'll see. Also, you can just put an acceleration on the center thing, and it'll get it going faster. So shift right click. Let's see if we can give this guy some end stone, and he should start crushing this. And if we wanted to, we could actually grab a chest with a vacuum hopper, or an absorption hopper. Absorption hopper. And then chest, this, show area, and then just move this towards that guy. Hide area. Fantastic. So you can see we've already got 2 pieces of crushed end stone, which is actually exactly what we need. And we should be able to get another impure white chalk. Get the purple impure white, purple impure white chalk. Okay. And then toss this into Soulfire. Okay. And I believe we don't need anything else. I'm pretty sure that's not red chalk. But what is the red chalk if we needed it? So Afrit Essence? Okay. So let's take a peek here. I keep opening that quest like thing out of habit. Let's check on the ritual we actually need. So this guy, we need this one right here. No, is it Severe's? Or Strigor's? Let's double check. So we were looking for Dimensional Mine Shaft. So Strigor's, okay. So this one right here. Let's see. Visualize. Okay, so that is purple. So that is fine. Let's get rid of that torch. So let's grab another golden sacrificial bowl. We're going to need a few of these anyway. So let's just grab 10. 1 golden. Okay. And then 4 spirit attuned crystals. White chalk. Also, I will say chalk funny every single time. According to some people. Gold chalk. And then the purple chalk. Oh. Okay. And then the 4 candles. Alrighty. So I'm going to quickly mute the crushing sound. Occultism. Crunching. Okay. What are we missing? We are missing something. Something. Did I misput? Oh, right there. Okay. So now we should be able to look at the dimensional mine shaft, which needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. Yes, okay. 7 bowls. So 1, 2, 3, ooh, not there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oop. Okay. Now, what do we need for this? So we need isnium. Occultism. So we need one of these bad boys. We need some of the other stone. We need gold. And we need spirit attuned crystal. All right. So I don't know if this needs to be in any particular order. But we'll try and keep it in some sort of order. Okay, and then this, and then we need the middle book. So we need a binding book. Oh, I completely forgot to grab this binding book, but it's okay. So I need cactus green. I need a book and quill. I need this to combine with the Dictionary of Spirits. And then this. And then let's speed this up. There we go. Fantastic. So there's the Dimensional Mine Shaft. So that should complete this quest. Perfect. And now what we need is Afrit Essence. So everything else I've turned in already, because you can do that. But we need Afrit Essence, which is the Abri's Open Conjure, Sacrifice Cow, Unbound Afrit. It can be killed to obtain Afrit Essence. Alright. So what we'll need to do is make one more circle. which is the Ebree's Open Conjure. Let's see. Ebree's Open Conjure, which we can place... Oh my, this is a big one. We're just going to kind of keep pushing this, because I'm not trying to build more areas right now. Kind of just trying to get through this. So golden sacrificial bowl. Okay. And we're going to need a few of these anyway. So let's grab a doodly-doo. 8 of those again. All right. And then we need wither skeleton skulls. So here. We need normal skeleton skulls. Do I have any? Actually, if I do... Oh, yeah, they're right there. Just that system being weird again. Nope. And then candles. Do I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I accidentally grabbed 9, but that's okay. Alrighty. And then let's get all the chalk done. Eraser. How do I spell? Is it not called? Let's look up chalk. Chalk brush. That's what it's called. It's not even called an eraser. And we just right click on that to get rid of that. Welcome to arts class, ladies and gentlemen. We're summoning the Afrit. Okay. So that, and then we need... What do we need to summon the Afrit here? So let's actually look up Afrit. So this right here, which requires us to have a book of binding for the Afrit, which is purple dye. Let's quickly try and grab some of this. Red dye. Okay, and then... Ooh, do we not have any squid? How do I get a squid? You kidding me? The one thing I don't have is ink sacs, because that's fantastic. Hold on. All right. So I just made a pond of water. Got a few of them spawned in here. So now what we should be able to do is take the book and then bind it, of course, with our book of Dictionary of Spirits here. Let's take that out. And we should be able to use this for... What are we using it for? The Afrit? This one right here. So netherrack quartz, gunpowder, and flint and steel. For some reason, we have multiple flint and steels in here, but let's grab 4 of them. Let's grab 4 netherrack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab gunpowder. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's grab 4 quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Okay. So let's get this going here. We're going to need some more bowls, of course. I did craft these up earlier. So we're going to place one there. Oop. One there, one there, one there. That should work, right? Okay. Let's get rid of this stuff. And you could put hoppers on these, by the way, to make this better. if you wanted to. But I'll need to get 4 more of these binding books of Afrit here, but we'll let this go. I'll be right back once he's summoned. I forgot one thing. We need cows. And I think my cow box is all the way out here. So let me go grab 4 cows real quick. Actually, we already have 4 cows. I just realized that. We have 4 in our system, so let's just use those, because I don't think I'm using them for anything. So what we'll do is we'll need to do this, spawn a cow, and then immediately kill it. And that should turn the particles purple, and everything should start going here. And the other way to know if a ritual's wrong, by the way, is by the particles. So I did have to turn these back on. Gray particles means it's not working, something's missing, and purple means that something's going okay. So everything's going okay. Something's going right. You know? And then we'll speed that up. And we should have the Afrit spawn here in a second. Alright. Take him out and all of his creatures that spawn with him. Fantastic. And we only got 2 Afrit Essence from that. So we're going to have to do this several more times. So let me get him spawned in 3 more times here, and I will be back with you guys in a second. Okay, so we got 21 Afrit Essence, so we should be able to submit this. We now have the Creative Source Jar, and a few other odds and ends here. Let's get rid of all this stuff out of my inventory. So the next one, we're going to need to get the Time Torch and the Glacios Ice Shard, which means that we need to get to the final rocket, which we will definitely be doing next episode. I think, let's look, add Astra. So we need a tier 3 rocket, right? So a tier 3 rocket requires Austrium, which I think... Do I not have any Austrium? Let's look at Austrium. Okay, we don't have any. Where is the Austrium that I got from that last trip? In here? Okay. So we need... We're done with that. We're done with Occultism, by the way, I think. Until we get to the very end, right? No, I think we're just done. That was all we needed to do with Occultism. Okay. So let's get... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do this. We're going to get the rocket and stuff this episode, and the next episode, we will then get up into space and hopefully get tier 4 in the next episode. So let's go for Austrium plates. Let me get those real quick. All right. So 2 Austrium tanks, an Austrium engine, which requires this. The engine fan. Alrighty. And then we need rocket nose cone, which requires a lightning rod. Alright. And then 4 rocket fins. Now let's go craft this real quick. So we should be able to just do all of this. And it looks like we may have missed an Austrium block, but that's okay. And that is a tier 3 rocket. Perfect. And we'll place this down. So that's what that looks like. Do we have any better spacesuits for Ad Astra? As of right now. We do. I might want to grab this. I don't think it's really that important. But we might as well do that. So do I have any netherite gear? I do. So we'll just grab this enchanted stuff. And we can convert this into the spacesuit parts. Perfect. Oxygen gear. Okay. And then this should be... I think we need this actually because of the temperatures at the places we're going. So keep that in mind. So we'll drop that in there. So that should give us 2,000. Let's get some oxygen. tanks. Where are my oxygen tanks? Are they upstairs? Next to everything? What in the world is in here? Genuinely, I've got no idea what half of this is. There's 7 singularities in here. I guess I just set this down and then never took anything out of it. Yikes. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah, I don't know what half of this stuff is. Hey, there's like a blaze data model in here and a wither skeleton one. Okay. Yeah, I kind of forgot this stuff was just sitting around. I don't think we have the oxygen tanks anymore. I may have used them, so let's just craft up a few of them. Or are they in here? Ah, they're in here. And we also do have this netherite oxygen canister. And shift right clicking it turns... Oh. I just discharged that. What does that even mean? How did I discharge it? Okay, let's just do all armor. And let's switch our gear. Yeah, I don't know why that keeps draining. Right? That doesn't make any sense, because... Okay, yeah, I'm so confused on what that actually does. Because that's... My stuff was full of oxygen, so I don't know. And this is producing more oxygen. So I'll just grab a couple oxygen cans. Or tanks. And let's toss the hazmat suit away. I could be tossing this into here, but that's okay. We also have a digital miner. So we're going to make things just a bit quicker. And a flux point. Just because we want to make things significantly faster in the next episode. But I think with that, we are going to wrap up this episode. So next episode, we are going to worry about getting the Ad Astra stuff. Here's the actual fuel. And with the Ad Astra stuff, all we need is to basically get to a tier 4 rocket. And then get to Glacio, which is, I believe, the last planet. And the last planet, then we'll be able to get the ice shard ore using the digital miner to allow us to get the next tier of that. I'm going to get the time torches and stuff off camera, as I said previously. And then I think we should be able to kind of knock off the pure crystals, Ender Dragon, Singularities, the Threat of Gilding, 128 precision mechanisms, the Ender Dragon, and yeah, we should be good there. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching another fantastic episode of FTB Skies. We pushed through occultism. We've got a little bit of the power stuff sorted. We'll be working on that off camera. Hopefully we'll get to the fusion reactor in an episode after the Ad Astra one, which is next episode. So I think we only have at least 2 more episodes left, guys. So this is going to be fun. We're going to kind of push a little bit more into these, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Stay awesome. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!